Louder!
And it's time for the Gore N More podcast.
Gonna have a good time.
Gonna have a good time.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good time.
We're going on now.
A ball break, walking hand in hand in the moonlight. We'll be the sweet soul there. I swear we'll never part.
We're going on now.
A ball break, running in the sand, feeling alright.
And how's it going, Gorehounds? Welcome to a very spooky and quiet episode of the Gore N More podcast. I'm not going to do this whole episode because fuck that. Anyways, welcome to the Gore N More podcast, bringing it in always. I'm your Fluff Mess Supreme, not so mean, Big Johnny D. I don't bring this shit show in alone, for with me as always are my beloved horror homies. Starting off with that killing machine, that meat mountain, Mr. Baba Yamone.
How you guys doing tonight?
And we have the Duke of the Dead, Lord Scuba Cobra, the Dean of the Deceased, Mr. Steve Vasquez.
How's it going, everyone? I'm not whispering because of the movie. I'm whispering because the baby's asleep.
And because of the movie.
And because of the movie.
Well, yeah, if you guys can't figure this shit out by now or read the title, we're talking 2018's A Quiet Place today. But before we do that, we're going to do what we always do. Actually, before we even do that, I want to mention the elephant in the room. Chad Daddy's not here. He's not feeling too hot, so he had to take the night off. So hope you're feeling better, Chad. Other than that, we are going to do our slice of life. So, Mr. Vasquez, if you could please.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for your slice of life.
What's up?
It still sounds so sexy.
Yeah, it's still good, dude. I liked it. What's up, Brody? How are you, sir? I see Chad Daddy is watching us. What's up, Chad Daddy? Oh man. So Bob, how you been, man? How's your week? How's your weekend?
My week was good. My weekend was good. It was spent with my girlfriend, my family, and friends. Saturday, we took my mom out for a day and just went shopping, went and had lunch. And then we got a lot of good things on sale. And then we went to my cousin's house for the playoff season, wild card this weekend for football. And then yesterday, we went to my buddy's house with my girlfriend and my mom and just a whole bunch of us to watch football all day and chill out. That is literally it. And that's about it. And then I got to watch this movie today. So, but yeah, it was football all weekend. Packers beat the Dallas Cowboys. Fuck you, Cowboys. You deserved it, you pieces of shit. Sorry.
Wow.
On that note, see, thank you, Emily. That's right. Go Pack, go. That's right. That's a young team right there. That's enough about football. I'll sit there and talk about it all day. I'm going to go to Lord Scuba.
Well, so I had a very, very interesting weekend, as I was telling the boys. We had an investigation at a place that we hadn't investigated before, and nothing happened. Absolutely nothing. So Brody's talking about my sleeping video. Well, I left it recording on me, streaming live, just to see if anything would happen while I was asleep. But
I didn't see anything the few times I popped in.
Yeah,
I was looking hard. So
I guess all everybody saw was me in Dreamland.
You looked very comfy, dude. I gotta say,
I was so comfortable laying on that hardwood floor in that old 1800s opera house. It was like 12 degrees outside. It was not nice, but yeah, man, this is probably the first investigation that we've done where nothing happened. Nothing
at all. Wow.
So when we were down in the basement, Mike and Joe had already fallen asleep, and TJ and I went down into the basement, and one of the cat balls did start to light up. And we were sitting. The way they had the basement was really weird. There was like a circle of chairs down in there for some strange reason. Okay. So we went and sat down in these circle of chairs, and I put my camera facing TJ and I, and you couldn't see the chair by the doorway, and that's the ball lit up twice at different times. Was checking to see if maybe there was a draft or something. There really wasn't, but that's the only activity we got. We didn't get no EVPs. Nothing went off. There was no creepy feeling. Like absolutely nothing. This was probably the quietest investigation that we've ever had. And so we went upstairs to finally go lay down. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to leave the camera rolling just in case, just because there's times when you're asleep, you don't know, if something happens. Good morning, Charlie.
She's like, hi, Dad.
So, but I forgot to plug in the tablet before I went to sleep.
Oh.
So it died somewhere in between the hours of 4 and 7 a.m.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. But yeah, and then my Texans won on Saturday, which I was really, really excited about. Go Texans.
I'll give you that.
I was kind of hoping for the Cowboys to win. I'm not a Cowboys fan, but I'm also not a Cowboys hater. My dad was a very, very huge Cowboys fan, so I kind of just accept the team for what it is. So it's not like I wanted them to lose. I thought it would have been great if Texas had a Super Bowl, in Las Vegas. It would have been great if it had been Cowboys and Texans. I would have loved to have seen that and hope that the Texans got the win so we could finally shut those damn Cowboy fans up. But yeah.
He's agreeing with you.
Yeah, Charlie.
Oh,
What's up, Chad Daddy?
there he is.
Doing all right?
So, but yeah, that was it. And then we drove back yesterday. I got home and prepared for this freeze we were having that wasn't supposed to come in until today. But at some point in the night, it decided to change up. And I woke up this morning to my car being completely frozen over. It was, ice all over.
Really?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was so fucking great. It was awesome for me because I was off today anyways for MLK Day. But Mel had to go do a ride along because she's starting to work for Amazon. So she had to drive about 25 minutes to get to work this morning. And
What's up, Rich?
But she's good. She lived in Washington State, so this ain't nothing for her. But she died. She said she was frozen, and I felt bad because
she dies as she's
I know, that's all I hear. I'm like,
she got home and her lips were just completely white. Like she gave me a kiss and it was just super cold. Like her hands were cold, and I felt so bad because I have those hand warmers and the feet warmers in my car because I didn't use them this investigation because the Opera House had central heating, so I didn't have to use them. And so I told her, yes, tomorrow when she goes that she can use them.
I can't believe it dropped that low for you guys down there.
Yeah.
Because like
it's gonna be 28. Tonight.
It's what 17 here now, but that's like normal kind of for us, obviously.
It's about 25 here, so yeah.
We're 28. It's gonna be 28 tonight. I don't know what it is right now. I think
now if that makes you feel, I don't know how this makes you feel either way because it was 8 degrees for me this morning. But my ass still went out to work in shorts and just a hoodie. So
there's always that one guy.
There is always that's me.
Right now it's 36 degrees, which for us South Texans, it's hell outside.
That's pretty fucking cold for you guys.
That's cold.
But in Anson, where we were this past weekend, like I said, it was 12 degrees. Never in my life has my fragile little Mexican body felt that kind of cold. I walked outside to put my gear, and
it's hard getting 1 inch. It's hard getting a 1 incher out of 2 inches of Carhartt, isn't it?
Yeah. Whoa! My nose was instantly just like done. I was like, "Holy shit! I have frostbite." This is it. Like as soon as that first gust of wind hit me, I was like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna die. I'm not gonna have a nose after this. What the fuck? How do people do this shit?"
That's fucking hilarious.
So yeah,
get up and go, man.
Yeah, I mean, and we did, and so I was worried about the investigation traveling north because I knew that the cold was coming. So I thought maybe that the roads were going to be iced over and it was going to be drizzle and sleet, and we didn't have none of that shit. So
nice.
We were good to go. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. What about you?
Well, let's see. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I did some working this weekend, picked up a little fucking OT because I got to start saving up for Monster Mania coming up. Let's see. I did a bunch of cleaning, watched some movies, did a bunch of fucking gaming, dude. I've been rocking the shit out of Street Fighter 6. I also downloaded Fortnite for the first time because my daughter is really into it. She was asking us to play. So if y'all got Fortnite, I guess I'll fucking give it a dabble.
I have it, but I've never played it.
Fair. Well,
I've never touched it.
I didn't even. All we did was we did the new Lego mode, which essentially is just Minecraft but Lego. And I'm like, I'm for it, dude. That's cool. Like whatever. And then yeah, man, it was just it was a cold weekend, so I didn't do really shit besides, like I said, work, clean, game, and then watch this fucking movie. But I did see. I got a question for you. And I saw something today.
What's up?
And I want to know your thoughts on it.
Okay.
So it said the Irish are the European Mexicans. How do you feel about that?
Well,
because that might explain a lot of things in my pocket.
I agree with that 100%. And let me tell you why.
All right. I want to hear it, please.
What do you do on St. Patty's Day?
We party.
What do you do on Cinco de Mayo?
Party hard.
There you go. That's the only comparisons you need.
I mean, you like to
they
drink,
are a great
like to dance,
drinking
you like
people.
To drink, dance, fight. You know what I mean? Like
they are our redheaded cousins. That's what they are.
That would actually make a lot of sense.
That explains a lot then, because I heard that and I was just like a light bulb ticked in my head. I was like, you know, I've joked around a few times that I might be a little bit more Mexican than Steve sometimes. I go, maybe that's all it is. It's just the Irish.
It's the Irish, you know, and I do, when I did my ancestry.com, I do have like, I think it was like 13% Irish. And I'm like, well, that makes a lot of sense too.
So there was somebody that said underneath that comment, they're like, well, I'm half Irish and half Mexican, so I'm 100% Mexican. Got it.
Damn right. 100% Mexican.
Awesome. I don't know. I saw that. I thought it was hilarious. I was like, I need to bring that shit up on the show.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, perfect.
But no, it was, like I said, it was a chill weekend. Not really much to talk about except for this fucking movie. So you know what? Let's get into it right meow, boys. Who wants to take the plot rundown? Scoops?
I will take it.
All right.
In a devastated Earth overrun by invincible predators of a possible extraterrestrial origin or the Umbrella Corporation, the Abbotts are struggling to survive in the desolate urban jungle of New York City, a death trap defined by a new era of utter silence. Indeed, as noise attracts this new type of invader, even the slightest of sound can be deadly. However, even though it's already been 12 months since the powerful monster's first sighting, the resilient Abbott family still stands strong. In this muted dystopia, learning the rules of survival is crucial. And now, more than ever, the Abbotts must not make a sound. But let's bring a fucking baby into this world.
Yeah.
Directed by...
Scoops is like, let me show you evidence A.
Exhibit A.
Exhibit A. Thank you.
Directed by John Krasinski, The Office, The Haulers. Written by Brian Woods, Haunt 65. Scott Beck, Nightlight, The Boogeyman. And John Krasinski. Produced by Michael Bay. That explains a lot. The Island, I Am Number 4. Andrew Form, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Black Sails. Brad Fuller, The Purge, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Ooh. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yes.
All right.
Starring Emily Blunt, The Devil Wears Prada, The Wolfman as Evelyn Abbott.
How awesome would it be
John
if she was in the band? Not in the movie, but fucking,
Oh,
that would be way cooler, dude. All right.
Not that stupid fucking, whatever you want to call it kind of movie. John Krasinski, The Office. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness as Lee Abbott. Noah Jupe, The Titan. Jupe. Ford versus Ferrari as Marcus Abbott. Millicent Simmons, Wonderstruck Andy Mack as Reagan Abbott. Cade Woodward, Avengers Endgame, Hawkeye as Bo Abbott. Leon Rumson, The Phantom, Prison Break as the Man in the Woods. Total body count of 4.
I think I saw a little bit more people die than 4.
Well, how many more?
Especially in the
I don't even.
When?
Wait.
When?
No.
No,
Never
it's
mind.
only 4.
Hold on, look.
It is
Look.
4.
Kid,
I'll tell you what happened.
Old man, Krasinski. Yeah. Who's the fourth one? Are we counting the old man's wife that was already dead?
Maybe Chad Daddy's not here.
Probably. That's probably.
I was thinking
4 on screen. No, yeah.
because, like I said on Paramount, when you finish 1, part 2 automatically.
Yeah, it was loading up. I saw.
Part 2 is
shows the prequel.
So I got that crossed.
Okay.
So.
No, I was gonna say because I don't think there's What the fuck's the other death? Like, it's got to be the old lady, right? I can't think of
gotta
anybody
be.
else who dies. Not that it's the kid in the beginning, the old man who screams, obviously John Krasinski at the end. It's got to be the old lady, which kind of, that doesn't really, I don't know. I mean, you saw her like mangled, but I guess, I don't know.
Bo Abbott, the woman in the woods,
Yeah.
Man in the
Okay.
Woods.
So yeah, it's the wife.
Lee
Yeah.
Abbott, and then if you want to count, they're called Death Angels. One of those died too.
Oh, the monster.
creature.
Yeah. Okay.
And the raccoon.
All right.
6.
Oh, the raccoon. You fucking
Dude.
got me. That's what. Okay.
I felt
was the-
so sorry for the raccoon
That was the
more than
fourth.
anything.
That was the fourth on-screen
1,
death.
2, 3,
Motherfucker,
4,
dude. I
5.
didn't
Yeah,
know
so
that.
there was technically 6 deaths if you count
I don't count
the
monster.
raccoon and the monster.
I don't count the monster, but the raccoon I will give you.
Why wouldn't you count the monster? It got his freaking block blown
'Cause-
off.
Because that's not a. I don't know. When I think deaths per the creature. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Delivering
Ones that we should be sad about, not ones that we should be like, fuck yeah. But all
I
right.
agree.
All right. Let
All
me
right, continue.
Yeah. So music by Marco Beltrami, Underwater, and Venom Let There Be Carnage. Cinematography by Charlotte Bruce Christensen, The Girl on the Train, and A Murder at the End of the World. Wow, that's a fucking long title. Edited by Christopher Telfison. Man, I got all the hard words today. What the fuck, dude? Assassin's
Now you
Creed
know.
and The Menu. I wonder has anybody seen that Assassin's Creed
Oh, the
movie?
menu? No, I love the menu.
Oh, the
Menu I
Assassin's
like.
Creed- I like the Assassin's Creed movie.
Yeah?
It was
I didn't
different,
see that one yet.
but I mean,
I kind of forgot about it, honestly.
it was. I enjoyed it.
Oh, Chad said he counted the alien. Okay, that's fair. So
Dave says a movie where Taco Tuesday equals death. Due to
that was the
farts.
Lego movie. It was the Lego movie with Taco Tuesday or tacos. Well, it wasn't death; it was permanent glue. All right. Anyways, effects and makeup by ILM, distributed by Paramount Pictures. Runtime of 90 minutos. PG-13 rating, 17 million budget, and grossed. Holy shit!
Crap.
341 million.
And that's why we got the sequel, and that's why we're getting a prequel.
A prequel. Yes.
I'm excited for the prequel.
Wow.
I was gonna say I'm so happy we're gonna get that.
Man, they made fucking money on this shit.
Yeah.
dude.
Yes, they did.
God damn. All
When
right.
did this drop? This came out in 2018.
2018,
Yeah.
gentlemen. 2018.
You know, and I will start off by saying this was kind of a different movie. And I remember when it came out, went to go watch it in theaters, and I just remember the eeriness of just the dead silence in the theater. You could hear people crunching on their popcorn. You could hear people eating their nachos really loud. She was telling me a story about how she got in trouble with the movie theater for eating her nachos during the movie because it was like super loud.
What?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
The
But,
nachos
I mean-
they sell there?
Yeah, the nachos they
So
sell.
like,
there.
listen, we know you bought them here, but can you not eat them? Please? Like,
But it was just it was a weird, eerie movie. And then,
Yeah.
whenever I watch a flick, I always try to put myself in that movie just so it makes it more personal for me. And with this one, I'm like, wow, that would fucking suck having to try to live a life as quiet as possible, especially having a baby. Like,
Oh,
you know what?
God.
You know what? I'm gonna throw a Johnny D spin on it. I agree with you, and I'm not even gonna make it that hard with a baby, bro. You just eat some bad food and one fart, you're dead.
you're dead. Well, that's what Dave said. That's why Dave said
Yeah.
a movie where Taco Tuesday equals death.
Dude, like
Yeah.
that was my first
Yeah.
thought. I was like, oh my God, dude, I would die.
Could you
There's no
imagine
way,
you
man.
have like a nice dinner with your family and you're laying down to go to bed, safe from the day, from those monsters, and all of a sudden you drift off and
Right? Like, do you gotta duct tape a pillow to your ass to go to sleep just to muffle that shit, bro? Like, what do you
You know, so That's probably why all you see them eat is fish, because it's
Right?
not going to kill you.
Well, I
as
would have
bad.
died from starvation to begin with because I don't fucking do fish at all. So I was
I would.
fucking,
Yeah,
I'm
gonna
gonna die anyway. So I would have been the one that's like, you know what? Give me all those beans. Give me the beans. I'm gonna fucking die anyways.
I'll save your asses.
After the shit hits. Yeah, no, I agree, Dave. They did. They were like, you know what? We lost one, so let's have one more to
Well, you know what? And like Chad just
replenish
said,
the stock.
what happens if you snore?
Yeah, right, dude. You got sleep apnea. You're fucked.
Like you're fucked. You can't do
You
anything.
can't run the machine.
And here's my thing. Okay. Here's what I don't fucking understand.
I would have
You're
to live
able
under
to
that
scream.
waterfall.
You are able to scream as loud as you fucking want by the waterfall because it will not attract them. Why are you not living closer to the fucking waterfall?
Thank you. That's what I fucking said.
Like Jesus fucking Christ.
Okay, so I don't know. We don't know if this was originally their actual homestead or if they just took this one over. I'm assuming maybe we'll find out in the prequel. Maybe you found out in the second one. I don't fucking know.
No,
maybe it was their original
We would
home.
find it out in the prequel.
But maybe it wasn't the original home. But I agree. If you know the river is your food source and is your safety source, essentially your safety net for voice, why would you not do that?
Especially with a baby on the way, knowing that baby is going to
Yeah.
cry and cry and cry.
Now, did you boys notice? And I didn't, and I tried to, but it was kind of after the fact. Did they have like a plethora of like solar panels on that farm and shit? How are they powering that crap?
No.
Powering
Because
what?
how are they powering the farm?
I mean, they just had generators.
Bro, but generators make noise. How you fucking not attract?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Was there solar panels everywhere? What are they doing? Were they just still running off the grid and the grid just hasn't shut down yet? Like, I have so many questions on that.
Well, and it could be that the grid didn't shut down because everything happened too quickly. But at that, if
you're talking 90 days, would it be down that fast? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
hope we never get to find out. I don't know.
Yeah, right. It's got to be solar power, dude, because you're not running generators. You know what I mean?
There's not. Yeah, because that you would be killed in 2 seconds.
But especially for like how much power they were running, they had all those lights. They were all linked up, which even if they were LEDs, whatever. But he had all those TV monitors and shit, and those weren't LED monitors, bro. Those were fucking old school.
Old school, yeah.
Them shits draw power. So,
oh hell yeah.
But like you boys said, this movie for me was it was a completely different style movie. I didn't get to see it in theaters, and I wish I had.
It's like I said, in theater, it adds so much to it. And and there's just some flicks that you have to watch in the theater to get the full effect. And this is one of those movies. Watching it at home, cool, but you still have your daily life going around you, things happening, cars passing by.
Oh my God.
Dave,
yeah, but if one of those hamsters tweet, like a littlest sound, they're screwed. But I also will say this is one of the first movies, especially in this time now, where I don't know about you boys. For me, the first time I saw it, and even now watching it, the tension starts the minute the movie starts.
Oh yeah, as soon as it's
very rarely, there's very rare points where it lets. The only point where I would say it lets up, and that's the only point, is when the father and son are at
the waterfall.
The waterfall.
Yeah.
That's the only point where it's like, okay, you got like that minute of like, okay, we could talk. But after that, it's still on. I mean, I love the scene. I'm just jumping around here. It doesn't matter. Where she's in the house, the water breaks. She steps on that nail. And from that moment on, it's like, you don't want to breathe. Being the person watching it, like, don't.
I was
breathe right now.
Watching this movie the first time I watched it. That scene was just kind of like, oh fuck, like that sucks. But watching it today after seeing Mel give birth with no fucking epidural, no nothing, and seeing the amount of pain she was in and the screams she let loose, I was just like, yeah, we'd be dead. We'd be fucking dead. Like there was no way in hell that there's just no.
First of all, there's no way the three of us, if we're stepping on a nail, the first word we're yelling ain't
It's
fuck.
fuck. Oh yeah.
Exactly. And then it's
Yeah.
a secondary fuck.
Fuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. They lived so far away. Granted, you don't know where these creatures are at any given time, but if you made a noise, say for instance, John Krasinski's character, when he yelled to get that creature away from the kids, why don't you just move the fuck out of the way? It was enough time for him to yell, make a noise, and sidestep, because that thing was pinpointed on where the sound came from. You know what I mean?
True, but I think, but if they're so sensitive to hearing, think about it for a second. Think about the raccoon scene. They didn't make too much noise, but it didn't take much because they were also moving. So let's just say he moved like 5 feet. I think he still would have been kind of screwed.
Because like it was that first initial like thud that the raccoon made that it drew it in.
Yeah.
But then clearly it would have still probably heard the pitter patter, I'm assuming, of the feet. So it might have just been able to follow Krasinski on the running aspect for that.
That's what I would think too, because at that point you're making enough noise where it's going to hear every step you make.
You know, and this is one movie where I would have rather Emily Blunt's character died than the dad died, because I want to see the dad try to raise the three kids on his own. That's what I wanted to see with this.
That would
movie.
be so, and that'd be especially with a baby, like not being able to potentially feed
not being
it.
able to feed it. Like I want to see that would have been a completely different fucking sequel that I would have loved to have seen. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like I said, just watching this movie in theater, I already had like my ears ring from being in the damn bar business for so long, from DJing and shit. So just sitting there and having my ears just
the sweet tinnitus,
and I'm like, oh my god, like that
God.
was driving me insane, already. But it just added to the anxiety that was building in this movie. Yeah, he should have been. He would have look at me right here, motherfucker. Welcome to Earth. I would have said some cool shit before I went out.
I know. Why did he went out the same way as like the old man? But maybe that's supposed to be more of like it was just like a realization of like it's time. I guess I don't know.
Maybe.
And
what a
shitty way to find out that you had the answer the whole fucking time. You could have saved your dad. You just kept that fucking earpiece on. You'd have been fucking fine. But you turned it off.
Now, I know this is kind of like jumping ahead, and I've never watched the second one, but does that lead into more guilt with that character in the second one?
Not guilt wise.
No.
More like trying to just find how to make it more
because I feel like that should
weaponize it. Trying to weaponize.
No, but I feel like that should that should still wait, like how the guilt, like she had guilt with the kid, her brother. Like you think she would almost have guilt with that too, but
no, I don't. I didn't get done watching it, but it didn't really seem like that to the point that I got to.
No.
But if the second one picks up right where this one left off, like literally in the basement. I like the way it ended.
Yeah,
it gave me that whole Resident Evil. That I love
a little
so
bit.
much.
So Chad Daddy says there has to be loads of survivors, which we do know there's survivors. We see all the fires light up and everything.
There's also a lot more survivors in the second one. Like there's actually a village.
Okay.
People.
Interesting.
I don't remember how they. I'd have to rewatch.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, how is there not a Burt Gummer in this situation?
There is
just making loud activated bombs that they just fucking go after. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say there's not, but there's a neighbor that is introduced that lives on one of the that lives on one of the homesteads like around them, or whatever. And he's
maybe I'll have to watch it. Give it a beat.
It's not a bad flick. Like it's not bad at all.
It's not.
It's just kind of they make stupid decisions after already knowing what they know, that it's kind of like why would you do that? You already have you could have just stayed at your house and fucking drawn them there and taken them out.
Yeah.
Gone and got all the ammo that you fucking could get draw them to you, take them the fuck out. You know you can immobilize them. You know that the sound incapacitates them. So even if you do run out of ammo, leave the shit running and fucking make a run for it.
Right.
Yeah. And and I do agree with what you said before, Steve, about it would have been interesting to see the father be the leader in this second one. But I'm sure we all understand. I understand why he was the one, because I think he also, I know the daughter felt guilty, but I'm willing to bet that man felt guilty that he just didn't get there quick enough.
Well, I think he felt even more guilty after the son told him that she already feels guilty. You know, and so
that too.
When he told him that, basically he felt like, fuck, she doesn't think I love her anymore. Like, you know what I mean? So I think that's what that was like. Hey, like, I love you. I know I didn't say it, whatever, but I love you. And I love the fact that there's a deaf character in this and that they're, actually talking in sign language and stuff.
Yes, I enjoyed that very much.
So, I mean, in our world, it's a handicap, but in that world, it's really not. I mean, it is, but it's not, because she's the one who fucking ended up finding out how to incapacitate these assholes.
Right.
Here's the other thing, too. I also love that she's deaf, but in some scenes, you hear the noise. When you cut to her, you don't. They kept the reality of what it's like to be deaf. You don't hear, shit. You don't hear shit. So I like that they kept.
Well, and I know we're not talking about part 2, but there's a really cool transition in the second one when they're running in the town square when it first starts getting attacked, and it's from her point of view. So you don't hear, you see everything going on. Like you hear, like you should hear people screaming, and you don't. But then it transitions to when John Krasinski gets there, you're hearing everything, and it just comes in. Like it is really cool.
I'll have to check it out sometime.
But we're not here to talk about that one. We're here to talk about this one.
So did you guys both see this in theaters?
I did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I did not. And I will say, so the first time I watched this, I really wanted to like it more than I did. Yeah. And I think that's because, well, clearly by the fucking budget that it made, it was well received.
Yeah.
And that's the problem, is like, I could see that it's still a solid movie. I could see like the acting, like there's nothing I could really shit on this movie. Like, unless I want to just be like stupid. But for some reason, it still just didn't
hit for you.
Yeah, it just, I didn't, and I don't know why. I don't know if it just needs maybe a little bit more creature action to like hold my interest or something. But we get a lot at the end. But for some reason, like the first time I watched this, dude, I literally fell asleep when the kids kind of fell in the corn silo. I was just like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, fuck these kids.
Yeah, dude, pretty much. But like, I will say proudly, I made it through this time completely unfazed. And I still agree. It's a solid of a movie, but I don't know if it's one I would ever need to watch again. And I don't know why I feel that way. There's no specific reason. I don't know. I don't know if it's just because of the silent atmosphere. I'm just like, I need more. Like, I need more action or something.
If you have ADHD, this is a very hard fucking movie to sit through.
And maybe that's what it is, dude.
Yeah.
Or ADD. It's very hard to sit through because there's not a lot going on. It's just their day with,
and especially
with this looming thing going on that you don't see the entire movie. You know it's there. You get it in little pieces, but it wasn't enough to hold you because it's like I said, it's there, but you don't know if them stepping on a twig is going to bring it, or are they too far to hear it.
Now I will say, having watched it once and now watching it again, every time, knowing that nail scene's coming, every time they show the shot of that stairs, you just have that weird little like, like
you're like, it's gonna happen,
dude. And then when she finally steps on it, you're like, fuck, because it's not just a little poke, it goes all the way. She puts all her weight on this thing.
The worst part is this is another dumb move by the supposedly smart, awesome family.
Mhm.
Because after that first, like, you're not going to investigate what that fucker snagged on. Like, I understand she's pregnant and shit, but it's just like, no, man, I'm going to be like, what the fuck is this hung up on? Because now I'm pissed. And I don't know. That's just my mindset.
Well,
but
and the other thing, like you said before, if any one of us stepped on it, again, it would be a, oh, fuck. The first thing that also comes to mind is like Home Alone. He steps on it and he just fucking lets loose of a scream. Like, and it's like,
that's more realistic in my scenario, dude. That would be me just screaming like a motherfucker falling. Chad said he didn't like how quickly the aliens show up even after the slightest sound. I mean, them bitches were on like sonar alert for sure.
I mean, they were so sensitive. And I also love that the solution is basically, it's like a dog whistle.
Yeah.
It's like when you hear the whistle for the dog, it sends them crazy. For these guys, it's that frequency. I love the design of the creatures.
It's a fucking mutated liquor. That's all. It's a mutated liquor from Resident Evil.
It's a baby clover. It's Cloverfield.
I still like how they look.
See, I got, it does look like liquor, but I also think it also looks like Cloverfield, the way it's got like its weird like hunches in the front and shit
front,
like that.
Yeah, they definitely took that from there.
But it is a liquor.
I just love when its head.
It's
like,
a fucking
starts,
liquor.
Like,
all it needed was like,
right, just that big old fucking nasty tongue.
But I mean,
What's up, Gene?
It did kind of weird me out when she's hitting it with the frequency and all those plates.
The things
fucking,
opened
like,
up.
moving up. Yeah.
Oh, I loved that so much.
It's so good. I would have went in.
So that's okay. That's what I want to know. Like, what would happen if you just jammed your finger in there? Like, is that like, you know what I mean? Like, is that like stabbing it in the eyeballs, essentially? Like, where you're just like, Gah! Like, is that in the second one? Maybe we'll get that in a prequel.
It's not.
Damn it.
I love it though that when after that happens and it falls down, when you see it stand back up, all those things they're dripping off.
Yeah.
Like they can't go back.
They can't go back. Like it's fucked. Yeah.
That shit was gross though. It was disgusting.
Oh, it was.
You can only see the Facebook chats, unless because you're on your thing. So,
Facebook.
but if I pop up Gene,
Chad
like,
said, "I'm a clumsy fuck. I would have been dead the first. I'd have been dead the first day."
That's how I feel about zombie apocalypse.
She was in
dude.
labor when she stepped on it.
That's how I feel about zombie apocalypse, bro. Like, as much as I like to think I could survive, I'd be like, ha. I don't even know if it would be me or if it would be like somebody I'm trying to help that gets me taken out. I feel like that.
I can see the second one.
You know how many dudes are going to be sitting there yelling at their women in a pub? If you just fucking listen.
Now, here's a question I pose to you guys. Would you rather face these creatures for 24 hours or the creatures from Bird Box?
What was Bird Box?
You couldn't look at them. You had to be blindfolded.
I haven't seen that one.
I haven't seen it either, but if I had, I'm trying to think in terms of.
You couldn't look at them?
You couldn't look at them.
Why? What would happen?
You couldn't even walk outside without a blindfold on.
Why? So, like, why is it only if you look at them?
I don't remember exactly what the premise was. I just know that you couldn't look at them.
Demons or are they monsters?
I don't think it ever says what they are.
But now I'm trying to think.
I mean, personally, I think I'm going to agree with Emily on this one. I would have to choose these motherfuckers because, bro, I'm not going to lie. I feel like, man, if you had a bunch of those like timers, like I know she had it for the contraction or, you know, the distraction kind of thing. But it's like, if you had a bunch of those, man, you could make some Burt Gunner pipe bombs, like I said, put the fucking timer on there, let them fucking go out and bam. Like,
yeah, but I don't think it would hurt them. I think they're,
it's just a distraction.
Well, no. Because their exoskeleton, like bullets and explosions and shit, didn't hurt them. That's why when she killed it, that's the first one that fucking died.
Yeah, but if
it's
they
on the board, on the board,
it said armored. I know, but I'm saying like if it's doing the sound thing, the explosion should take off.
Oh yeah, true. If they're not closed, yeah.
If it's yeah.
Okay, so if I honestly had to choose, I would choose Bird Box creatures.
Wow,
I could
thanks,
get away with that
Bubbies.
for 24 hours.
Jen's calling me straight out.
I mean, but is she wrong?
Probably not.
My wife knows best.
And the reason why I say the bird box creatures is because knowing me, because I would probably be in the same boat as John, curiosity, but I would be like, I need to find something that I could still look at them and it doesn't hurt me. So I'd be like, how the fuck do I create lenses for this?
Could you look at them like in a reflection or anything? Like,
I don't
is it like
think
a
you can look at them
vampire?
at all. I think, yeah, like Brody said, if you look at the creature, it corrupts you and turns you violently suicidal.
So it's kind of like The Happening, but with monsters.
Yeah, but I don't know if you ever see the monsters.
I would be like, remember. I got to find a way to make lenses where you can do it. I don't know how.
I'm thinking of the right one though, right? The Happening. That's the one where the The Happening.
Oh, The Happening. With the
trees make everybody suicidal.
Yeah. Because there's no fucking way I'd be.
Hey, I've been nice to plants ever since that fucking movie. I will say this.
24 hours, dude. Like I said though, man, you could have the comedy aspect of this movie on the other side, and just anybody that's going to go take like a fucking violently loud shit, you're fucked. Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying, man.
And then even if you're trying to be quiet, like even if you're trying to be quiet and just fuck.
Yeah.
Right. Like how
No, at that point it wouldn't be the fart. You'd be like this. Oh, don't let it go. Don't let it go. Fuck. Oh, fuck.
Or even the loud
any of it, dude. Like
you die on the toilet.
Oh. You got to go like shit. Anytime you got to take a shit, you just got to go to the river and go into the river. Like, all right, here we go. Like,
as long as you're downstream.
Or you would have to have somebody go out to the field like, yo, light off some Roman candles, man. Bro, I need 20 minutes.
My ass would be living at that fucking waterfall. I'm like, yo, we're going to make a hut. And all right, what does Brody say here? There's one scene where someone I will just pull this up here. Seen the creature and drew it, but it comes off from memory. Is that maybe
it looks different for everybody in Bird Box?
Bird Box?
Yeah, it looks different for everybody. Because it fucks with your head or something, so it doesn't have like one form or some shit.
Oh, okay. Weird. Cool though. But like going back to talking about this movie, like I said, man, it's a solid movie, and I definitely give it credit for taking some new leaps and bounds that I feel like we haven't really seen in a movie, especially with the whole silent aspect. I mean, yeah, we have silent films, obviously, but that wasn't like, that's just because that's what it was with the time.
Yeah.
Now, is the second one as quiet, or is it a little bit more like?
I think there's a little bit more dialogue.
I mean,
there's actually a lot more dialogue.
I was gonna say, if you're dealing with a village, I feel like you're gonna have to. You're setting yourself up at least to.
What's the score on that game, Emily?
Oh, Bills are about to win. Alrighty. But like I said, man, I don't know what it's still like at the end of it. I watched it and it wasn't, I don't know. It just kind of was like, all right, yep, that was a movie. Like it wasn't bad, but it wasn't like, I didn't have any like I didn't have any like malignant moments or anything where I was like, oh fuck. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
The raccoon part got me. I jumped again, even though I fucking knew.
Fair. I mean, like the coolest thing I liked is like, I guess their survival setup. That was like the thing that intrigued me the most. But
I think I would have to say that, I mean, we'll say it again, but I'm jumping. If I had to say a scene that I don't want to say even like maybe go, it made me go, fuck this, was when the basement flooded.
Ooh.
And you see the creature just lurking, duck under the water, and you're just like this. I'm standing right here.
So
I can't move.
It's funny you mentioned that scene because like that basement didn't seem that big for that creature to be able to be swimming around in there. Like I feel like it would instantly just be like just doing a little circle and you would hit it regardless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That thing was pretty big. Unless it could like randomly like shrink itself down.
I don't think that's I mean, maybe Brody. I don't know. I don't have a vagina. So
probably
or a uterus.
Not. I would be definitely more I would be more scared of the septus in my foot from fucking walking in that water.
Well, yeah, but I mean, ugh.
Exactly. I mean, you had to get out of there. I'm not saying you did it, but gross. Shall we hear what the doppelganger
Let's hear what Brody has to say.
I I know he fancies this movie quite well, so I'm sure he has to say many good things.
Howdy folks, it's your DKB here back for another episode of Gore N More, and this week I'm here to talk to you about A Quiet Place. Let me just start by saying how much I really appreciate this film and the film's premise. I love what John Krasinski was able to fucking accomplish with this film's premise. Obviously a little bit of familiar territory with the alien genre, but making it somewhat different and unique, original in his own little weird, unique way, which I really loved, his little twist and spin on it. I remember when I first saw this at the cinemas, I was actually blown away by it, and probably more so for the fact of the sound design of this film, because it heavily plays off that, obviously. But yeah, that moment at the cinema was definitely one of them rare moments where I was like, holy fuck, like this is why you come to cinema. It was absolutely fantastic. Just sit there and just hear all the different atmospheric tones and overall just ambience, and it was really cool how it was able to play with the psyche of what was happening on screen. So the way they were able to interject and cut that all together worked extremely fucking well, and obviously it would have had to have, otherwise this film wouldn't fucking worked. But yes, it worked. Bingo, love it. So another thing I really appreciate about this film, how John was able to tell a story visually without having to use too much dialogue. Yes, we get it every now and then with some subtitles here and there, but as a true artist and true director in the film industry, you should be able to keep your audience visually entertained without having to rely on that and just tell us by pictures what's happening on the screen. And I thought John did an exceptional job in keeping us, or me personally, engaged from start to finish with just the, I was just going through an emotional roller coaster ride of just, fear, tension, whatever it was. It just had me sucked in from the word go. So I really appreciate John, how he was able to ground these characters with that realism element, just of, emotional status between each of the characters, and ground them with that realism element of just, him working with his wife in real life. So the chemistry between them two was absolutely fantastic. It felt real. And then you have these fantastic actors, kids come in, and then they be their children, whatever it is. Everyone in this film felt real. It definitely felt like they've lost someone in their life. John really knows how to take this script and work out the beats of just emotional value for each of the beats of each scene. He's not afraid to do something a little bit different here and there and make it dark. When you watch the film about 3/4 through, you'll understand. I can't really stress enough how good this film is for a directorial debut. It's just fucking fantastic. So the overall creature design in this film, I'm not really the biggest fan of. See, I like my aliens, like tall, grey, beady-eyed motherfuckers, where this film sort of goes more like an animal-like, for me personally. I don't know. Look, I will go as far as to say that they are quite intimidating in the film, but that's the way that the camera was able to capture them, off screen, where they're running through a field and you don't really see them. It's all left up to the imagination. But for what we get in some scenes, a little bit of the CGI looks a bit pooped down for me personally. There are some scenes at night where the camera's able to capture and utilise that suspense and fears full of it, whether it's a shadow play from it or you just get to see an arm and a leg every now and then. But when we get to see its face and what it is underneath the defence mechanism that it has, I was like, nah, that's okay, but it's not for me personally. So, yeah. Other than that, great film overall. Loved it. Sequel's great too. If you haven't seen that, definitely go out and suss that out. And we are getting a third film, but it is a prequel, obviously. Boys have probably already talked about that, but I prefer a sequel to the second film, because when you see the ending to the second film, you'd be like, I prefer a fucking sequel to that film and see what happens next.
Really?
So all in all, this is your DKB signing out. I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say about this fucking film. I don't know why I started trying to talk American then, but anywho, it is what it is. So,
I like it.
This is your DKB signing out, and I'll catch you motherfuckers next week. So cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers.
It's all right,
sir.
buddy. We try to do shitty Australian accents every once in a while, so you're good with
doesn't really work out.
But
we
I would fail.
Yeah,
I
we
fail.
fail.
I mean, I fail certain things.
So Brody gave us a 4.6. He didn't say it in the video, but he forgot, so he let me know. And don't worry, Chad, I got you.
Yeah, we're on top of things, Chad Daddy.
You got it.
Yes, we are.
But yeah, so Brody's gonna set the bar with a 4.6. And then with that, I'll say Chad Daddy also threw us his score, which would be a 4.2. So I'll add that into the quackulator, and we'll continue that going from there. All right. So while we're still in discussion, before we hand this shit over to Bob, spread them cheeks. My last question, because one thing we didn't really discuss is, boys, what do we think these creatures are? What do you think these creatures are?
I think they're aliens of some sort.
I do too. But the other part of the question I want to ask is where. It's probably so stupid. Where would they come from? Where it's because of how they see. Where would they come from? Where it's like that?
Now, Chad says they're aliens. I don't. I mean, what if they're not, dude? What if I was going with what if they're people turned into whatever this thing is because of whatever the fuck? Now I know that's like a whole different like crazy world that you could go into.
Umbrella Corporation.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, yeah,
they're liquors.
but see, I guess for me, if you tell me that that's people just turning into them, I don't know. I mean, we've seen a million aliens, though. We've seen a million people turn into things that it's like, how the fuck does that happen?
So here's the thing: is if they're aliens, like they don't. How did they get here? You know what I mean? They don't seem like they're the type that would have. It's either that, or is there something else that would have dropped them off?
It's in part 2.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh. God damn it.
I was going to let you keep going on. Is
it really aliens, though?
Okay, so at the beginning of part 2, when the shit starts hitting the fan, you see something in the sky just...
Yeah, you do.
Coming down.
So,
but they're not... It never says if it's spaceships or how they got here.
Because they don't seem like they... Like they have an intellect, but they seem like they're still just like animals. You know what I mean? They're still hunting. They don't use tech or anything like that.
I'm hoping that they explain a lot more what they are in the prequel. And I'm hoping that in the prequel, at the end of the prequel, they give us something that sets up the the sequel. You know what I mean? Like another sequel. After part 2.
Yeah.
But is it are we going what the hell fuck's the movie, dude? Are we going Starship Troopers? Is this
That's what it seems like.
Are these things shot from another planet to take over, you know what I mean? As whatever the
like a preliminary strike.
Yeah.
So the way that
Chad just said it right fucking there.
So
there you go.
It does. I mean, there's no other creatures really. It's just these,
right? But maybe these are the grunts.
Maybe could quite possibly be.
But I feel like if in the second one, you would have seen a bigger one at that point by now.
Yeah,
bring it in.
Or what if
they're definitely aliens? Okay.
Maybe they say they're aliens, but what if it's almost kind of like Tremors, where they are from Earth, but you haven't seen them till now?
Or, they came from the sky. What if it's they go a biblical way of it or something?
I was gonna say, what if it's more apocalyptic? Yeah, dude, for sure.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You know what? I think it
End of days. Well, they're called Death Angels, so
know. I mean, does the second one? I just got to watch the second one. We
yes,
not talk about that one.
Just watch it.
Because I got too many questions that I feel like that might answer, but it's probably not going to answer all of them. But is there anything else discussion-wise, or can we hand it over to Bob?
Let's give it a Bob. Let's let the meat mountain spread them cheeks.
There you go, Bob.
Well, we're going to take a nice little lick. So we got quite a few things to go through here, but we're going to start it off nice and easy. The film's director and male lead, John Krasinski, played the creature in a motion capture suit for a few scenes.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, damn.
Actress Millicent Simmons has been deaf since infancy due to medication overdose. This was her second film she starred in, with Wonderstruck 2017 being her first. So she's out.
Oh, nice.
I like this one because I was reading it before. Emily Blunt, who did the bathtub scene in one take. According to John Krasinski, as soon as he said cut, Blunt left the character and asked the crew, "What's everybody having for lunch?"
That scene was kind of ugh. Because a lot of times when you see a water break, like in movies and stuff, they don't actually show like
No.
what it
No.
really looks like.
They show
water.
usually just like clear water.
Yeah, like clear
Okay.
liquid. But when they actually showed like her water
Blood?
breaking and blood and shit, I was like, ugh. Good
Bro.
things little things can't smell blood.
Oh man, they're like bears. Oh Jesus.
This was
Honey, it's
this
your
was
time of the month. You're sleeping in the cabin.
This was a little interesting one, but they really went all out. The filmmakers purchased 20 tons of corn and hired local farmers to grow it.
To fill the
Wow.
silo.
Yeah, to fill the silo and all of that.
Well,
That
and
was-
probably the
yeah,
actual
yeah.
like cornfields all around. Bro,
That's sweet.
that silo scene, man, like that's just a situation where, and it's such a stupid thing that I even know, but like so many people get killed in those things
Yeah.
for that exact reason of like
Mhm.
essentially drowning like quicksand, and it's fucking insane. It's what a way to fucking go, man. Death by corn.
That was God. That's
Or wheat.
Fair.
I'm gonna skip a couple little ones here.
Yeah.
It was initially intended to leave the American Sign Language unsubtitled, believing the audience would understand the subtext of what was going on. Notably,
No.
the first
No.
No, we
trailer
wouldn't. We're
does not.
stupid.
Hold on, man. Let me finish. Notably, the first trailer does not subtitle the signing. However, while editing the sequence where Reagan argues with her father regarding the hearing aids, it was decided by the filmmakers that the sequence would have to be subtitled. Subsequently, all of the ASL throughout the movie is subtitled.
Dude, could you imagine that entire argument, which is a very like detrimental point to like their character arcs, not be subtitled, and then you just see like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna try to mimic it because I'm not like no. Fuck no, dude. 80% of us, if not more, would be completely lost of what we'd be like, well, they're arguing clearly about the hearing aid, but that's about it. You know what I mean? You're not getting any.
I think she
Yeah.
just said flag on the play or something. I don't know.
Yeah, right, dude.
So, well, here's how
Yeah,
real they
um,
did get with it. Since the characters communicate in American Sign Language to avoid making sound, the filmmakers hired deaf mentor Douglas Ridloff to teach ASL to the actors and be available to make corrections.
yeah,
awesome.
and everything was spot on. I took American Sign Language in 8th grade. I don't remember a lot of it, but there's some stuff that I do remember, and like some of the like signals were very like, oh, I know what that means. I know what that means. Like when he was like, "Stay here with your mother," I was like, that means mama.
Right.
We don't need that.
What else
The final-
we got, Bobby?
The final, I still got plenty more. I'm just like reading. The final look of the creature wasn't fully figured out until very late in the process during the post production. So they didn't even know what they were going to make it look like until almost all done with the movie.
They're like, I like this liquor, but I really like the Cloverfield monster. Do it together.
Combine them. Fusion dance that shit.
Okay. So the device Reagan wears, it's actually not a hearing aid. And I'm going to butcher this word. Bear with me. A
Conclear.
Cochlear.
cochlear implant.
Cochlear.
This indicates that Reagan has a sensor hearing loss. I'm just going to say it like that, which means her inner ear has sustained some sort of damage. The cochlear implant translates vibrations in the air into nerve impulses that the brain perceives as sound.
Interesting.
And if you notice all the other hearing aids on the table, they didn't have the other part of the device she needed to clip it onto her head. They were just regular hearing aids that he hasn't worked with yet. The
I'm gonna say
openings
yes.
In the opening of the grocery store
A
scene,
rapper.
the shelves are mostly empty except for the aisle with the potato chips. This was because nobody wanted to risk making noise that would attract the monsters.
Dude, my fat ass would have totally went for the Doritos at first. Fuck, man.
Damn, I didn't think about that.
I didn't think about that at all. Bro, you're telling me crunching on some chips is gonna get you killed?
Well, it got Mel yelled at the theater.
Oh, fuck, bro, you're right.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
No chips.
No nachos?
I mean, you could have nachos, but you have to wait till the chips get soggy.
Ew.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
would.
That's not nachos anymore.
That's just soggy chips and cheese.
Damn it. All right. Wow, what a sad life.
Exactly. During filming, the crew avoided making noise, so the diegetic background sounds, aka the sounds of rolling dice on the game board, could be recorded. The sounds were amplified in post-production. For the first test screenings of the film, audience members laughed in scenes with the creature present, as the CGI for the creature was either not finished or completely absent, leaving John Krasinski in a motion capture suit for the scenes where he played the monster. Further screenings were received once a CGI was done.
Oh, that's fucking. Yeah, that would definitely take you out of it in the moment. It'd be like, well, I don't know, man. I could totally see this, like, and I know how, it's supposed to be like a serious tone and stuff, but I could totally see a flip side of, like, you could Tremors the shit out of this style of a movie.
Oh yeah, you could totally make this a horror comedy. Like,
yeah,
easily.
I think that would work way more in my zoning, but
I can see that happening, though. I could see that.
Not
the film's
Quiet
premise
Place.
about the need to maintain silence was compelling enough that many audiences at screenings grew unusually quiet themselves. As such, eating and making any noise in the auditorium, like having nachos, was frowned upon by viewers. Consequently, concession and stand sales, a major income in the movie theater industry, were limited for audiences of this film. John's face says it all.
I'm telling you, man, you could hear people munching on popcorn. Like, that's how silent it was in the fucking
That would piss
theater.
me off, man, because, like, I don't know what your guys' what's your candy of choice when you go to the theater?
Popcorn, baby. Popcorn.
Whoppers or Raisinets. Or
you don't get popcorn and candy?
No, I get a big fucking pie.
Well, yeah, I do that too, but I still get candy.
I get popcorn, candy, pickle, drink.
So I go
What's it than the popcorn?
I go old school. I go goobers. But them bitches, dude, like you just roll them right out. And those are fucking little, yeah. Oh man, that pissed me off, dude. Because somebody would shush me. I'm like, fuck off. Yeah. See, Emily. Dude, I like the cookie dough bites as well. Dope.
Or the little Nestle Crunch Bites.
Brody says if they Stan Helsing the film, he'll lose his shit. What are we talking about? You're like
the movie.
Bring in all the monsters. What are we doing?
No, if they make a parody of it, we could call it.
Oh, Stan Helsing. Jesus Christ. I was actually thinking Van Helsing. I was like, wait a minute. No.
Silent Place.
No. I don't want that style comedy of
Brody, we're going to the movies when you get here, buddy. I'll buy the popcorn. You provide the hole.
Bucket of popcorn. Yeah, that's right.
I'll buy the popcorn. You fill the hole.
Oh, we lost Bob in the middle of his segment.
Where can my Bobby be?
Bob,
this is why Scuba should have done behind the scenes.
Do we have him?
I don't have him. He sent.
I don't
have him. Fucking Bobby.
Where the fuck did Bob go?
Oh, look at little Charlie.
Oh man, I'm so sad that they're aliens. But now I need to know I need to know background on the aliens.
Yeah, and we don't get that in part 2. But maybe, like I said, maybe we'll get that in the prequel. Who knows?
Word. Welcome back, Robert.
All right, my internet just decided to give up for no reason.
We were like, Bob left in the middle of his own segment. What the fuck?
Okay, here we go. After considering, so here's where here we go. After considering developing the film as a potential 4th installment in the Cloverfield franchise, Paramount and Krasinski decided that it would work better as a standalone film capable of forming an independent franchise.
Called it. It's fucking Clover, bro.
Wait, so
They're little clovers, dude.
they're
They
little
look just like 'em.
clovers.
They look
Holy
just like him, man.
shit.
His head's different, but his body's the same. But Clover has his own weird little fucking arachnid things that come off too.
Yeah.
You know, like. But we never knew if he was an alien or not. We just assumed he was just some kaiju from the fucking sea.
That's true.
But
What was
then
the one,
obviously,
the space one.
so that's Paradox. But then 13 was it 10 Cloverfield Lane?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one, I mean, at the end, it's aliens attacking the city. So I mean, yeah, dude, it fits. But that's what I'm saying, dude. These are the grunts, dude, and then Clover is the fucking like he's the Titan that they send in behind the shit. Like
It does kind of look like the Demogorgon from Stranger Things a little bit.
Stranger Things, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
You sent me notes too, Chad Daddy? Okay, good enough.
Yeah, just in case, like, if I conk out again, fucking internet.
Gotcha. Nope, we're good. We're good.
All right. John Krasinski wanted this movie creature to be extra special, and so discussed its general design and animations with Industrial Light and Magic veteran visual effects wizard Scott Farrer, who had been responsible for some of the memorable effects in such films as Cocoon 1985, Backdraft 1991, and Transformers 2007.
Oh, dude, Cocoon was always a weird one watching.
Yeah, that movie was weird.
I don't even like. I just have really weird memories of it. Like it weren't bad. It was just like, what the fuck am I watching?
I'm watching a bunch of old people.
Just an old
act
geezer.
dumb.
Which they're not even fucking old, really, dude.
Yeah,
They're
I
what,
know.
55, 60?
I think they were in their 40s when they fucking filmed that movie.
Which is right. Like Wilford Brimley looks like he's 80 when he's 40. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that horror enough that we could ever cover that?
Got aliens in
Probably.
it. It's in the N More. But if we do that, we got to do batteries not included.
Oh my
Bro,
god! Yeah.
how are you thinking that? Because literally that was
Is that
in
what
my
popped in
head.
your head? Oh,
Yes.
We psychically
Ooh.
connected.
That was
We
weird.
have to do that.
That was literally, I was just going to be like, well, batteries not included is following on that. Wow.
Yeah.
That was fucking weird. All right. Bob.
So this is a little timeline of the film. Day 473 of the invasion is October 3rd. This means that the invasion started on June 17th, about 2 weeks before July 4th. This explains why the Abbott family has fireworks in their fields.
Oh. That makes a lot of sense. I like that scene, by the way. That was a good, like, all right, they have a nice diversionary distraction. Like, shit goes. My question is, where do they get those lights that can change color like that? Like
The LED
many
lights?
that many at once? All solid rope lights like that?
Well, the father was definitely into some electronic shit, so I'm willing to bet that man was able to figure
He
something.
might have like rigged them.
Maybe. Anyways.
Emily Blunt was initially unsure about starring in the film, so Amy Adams and Anne Hathaway were briefly considered for the role of Evelyn.
No, I think it worked. It
No.
worked really good with Emily.
With them being, yeah, dude, especially them just being a couple. I wonder why she didn't originally want to. Maybe just don't mix home and work or something like that.
Maybe. Brian Woods and Scott Beck's original screenplay contained only one line of voice dialogue.
Damn. I would have really fallen asleep during that motherfucker.
Mhm.
Now that I think about it, I'm wondering when that line of dialogue would have been.
Yeah, right. Where would have been the one like
Yeah,
solid?
like-
Either would have been just the old dude screaming to kill himself, or like John Krasinski saying something to his kids before like sacrificing himself. I don't
Probably.
know.
That's probably what it would have been.
Not that
Okay.
it wouldn't matter to her, but anyways,
Right.
yeah.
Okay, John Krasinski almost turned down this film just as he was about to start work on the series Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan in 2018. When asked by producers if he was interested in appearing in a horror film, John replied that he did not do horror. But when he was presented the premise about a family that can't make any noise and you have to figure out why, he jumped on board straight away.
I wonder why John is so abstained from doing horror.
But he probably was like, you know what? Can we cast my wife so she has to be quiet?
Oh, I don't bum.
Somehow this makes it back to them. It's like, is that why you want to be in this movie?
I almost wish this was like an R. I feel like that's what it like an R. Give me like 2 more solid kills. That might have like solidified the attention for me more. I don't know. I wonder where they would have needed it to do an R. Like how many more kills?
I think you would have had to have maybe had a little bit more of a, well, besides a graphic death, but one death that's really like, oh shit.
Like,
not that the first one wasn't, but you know what I mean.
Right. It's still not like Steakland of a vampire eating a baby in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, it's not that. Okay, so here, this one might help us with certain things. During the scenes in Lee Abbott's basement, there are various newspaper articles on the wall, with one headline proclaiming, "Meteor hits Mexico with the force of a nuke," possibly indicating how the creatures got to Earth.
No shit, I did not see that. That's cool.
You know, now that I think about
that.
when they're putting it up on the wall, I did notice it said the meteor, but it didn't put 2 and 2 together at the time. Now that I read this, it's like, oh, that makes sense.
Was probably reading the article that I wasn't supposed to be reading in that shot.
Okay. Simmons actually made John Krasinski cry on set with the suggestion to change an important part of the script. During the climactic scene between Lee and his kids in the truck, the original script just had him signing, "I love you." However, Simmons suggested that he should sign, "I have always loved you," which made Krasinski cry.
Aw.
That's fair. Like I said,
what's up, Mr. Gallo?
He was kind of a dick.
Oh, the train's coming.
The train's here.
Hear the train a coming.
Wait. You said the dad was a dick?
Well, yeah, for making his daughter feel like she felt.
Yeah, but I don't.
Like
I never really saw him as a dick.
No, he wasn't a dick. He wasn't a dick, but I'm just saying, like, he could
be emotionally distant.
Yeah, he was very emotionally distant, which made her question whether he loved her or not. You know, and so I see the need for the change to say, "I always loved you," you know?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, the dude could have just showed her the fucking basement.
Yeah.
You know, like, yo, to look at all the cool shit I've been trying to work on you to get this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's all it did. That's all it took her to realize, like, oh, damn, dad does care.
Yeah.
But
okay. Evelyn began suddenly bleeding a large amount of bright red blood, which was not a normal part of early labor, and something had gone wrong in her delivery, such as a condition where the placenta is damaged or begins to prematurely separate from the mother's body. These conditions can cause a lot of blood loss in the woman, the baby, or both. This explains why Evelyn lost consciousness after her delivery and why there did not seem to be a problem with the baby crying right after delivery. Baby was born before entering the soundproof room and was fairly quiet as he was being carried down to the room in Evelyn's arms. The duration of the silence from the baby after birth would be unusual unless there was a problem with the baby, such as the blood loss, which is very well explained by the sudden blood loss Evelyn had in the bathtub. That was
okay. So they went into like detail, like
because I was kind of all right. So I was personally wondering that because I was like, yo, man, most kids coming out
screaming
if they're healthy, dude. You know what I mean? Or even half healthy, hopefully.
That baby would have been Death Angel bait.
Fucking right. That's what I thought. That's what I at least would have figured. But all right, that was a pretty in-depth explanation that I would have never known otherwise.
That's why I was like, I'm going to go into that when I was reading. I'm like, oh. So here's another one on the creatures themselves. In the basement scene towards the end, a few frames of the newspaper clippings are visible. One of them also says multiple landing sightings, alluding to the origin of the monster species being extraterrestrial. Terrestrial. There we go.
Extra testicle.
So
that too.
That's my problem, dude. Is like I need to know so much more of like how they wrote a meteorite to Earth. Like what that to me does not sound like that's a fluke.
Well, I want this to fucking tie into Cloverfield now.
I mean, dude, if aliens are sending monsters to Earth to fucking wreak havoc, yeah, that's all it is. It could. Why not?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It needs to.
All right, that's another long one.
Dude, we've never done Cloverfields.
No, we
Any of
haven't.
Have we?
No, I've actually never watched it. If I'm honest.
Joe, see, you missed that, dude. We already had that discussion. It's either we were going Starship Troopers. It's a bunch of bugs, and there's nothing better than a dead bug. That's another one we could do. But
We could do that.
all right. We already got a full list next year.
Yeah. Every time a creature is near, the lights start flickering.
I noticed that.
Every time they're near.
So they cause electrical disturbances with their sonar hearing, apparently, somehow. All right.
Interesting.
In the film, the creatures are blind and communicate through clicking sounds. Adal Van der Rin said that they were inspired by animal echolocation, such as that employed by bats. The sound of feedback, normally avoided by the sound editors, was woven into the story at a loudness level that would not bother audiences too much.
Oh.
They really did go into some great detail with some of this.
The clicker thing just reminded me of like the clickers from the fuck, dude. The hell's that game? Jesus Christ.
Resident Evil?
No, they just turned him.
Fucking Last of Us.
Last of Us.
Yeah.
Which, like,
Okay.
everybody's like, oh, Last of Us. Like, no, dude, that shit came out a long time ago on PS3 originally.
It did.
Long
All right,
time.
so just reading a little bit of this one. This one might kind of counteract what I've been telling you about the creatures, maybe a little bit. Production designer Jeffrey Beecroft headed the creature design and Industrial Light and Magic created the creatures, led by visual effects supervisor Scott Farrar. The director wanted the creature to look like they had evolved to no longer need eyes and to be somewhat humanoid in nature. Farrar said the initial creature design showed them with rhinoceros-like horns out of their faces, later
Sweet.
redesigned. Vanity Fair reported the team immediately set about pulling references, prehistoric fish, black snakes, and bats, particularly their movement patterns. Inspiration was also drawn from bog people, cadavers that have been mummified in peat, turning the skin black and giving it a sagging, leathery look.
Interesting.
So that's why for that one, it makes me kind of think like, well, you want them somewhat humanoid. So it's like, if they are an extraterrestrial, maybe they weren't before this and now they are.
So it says the alien monsters in A Quiet Place arrived from a planet much harsher than Earth that lacked any kind of light. The aliens' planet environment forced the creatures to develop their strong body armor that make the creatures so difficult to kill in a quiet.
Where the fuck does that? Where are you getting all this from?
Screen Rant.
Where the fuck is that shit coming from? Is there like some comics or something that explain that?
Fuck, I don't know.
Yeah. And that's all I got on this one. There was more long, but that's what I pulled from this one. That was like,
Alrighty. Well, thank you very much, Bob, and thank you, Chad Daddy, as well, for writing those up.
Oh, that's fucked up.
What you got?
So it says the population of death angels on Earth is unknown. There were approximately 3 to 5 death angels in Millbrook, which is the area from the movie. Each meteorite may have brought a few death angels. The aliens don't have an official name. The name Death Angels comes from a headline that appears on the Abbott family's wall of newspaper clippings. Of course, they have 2 weaknesses. They're unable to swim and quickly drown in deep water. It's unknown whether Death Angels are able to survive.
Do we know that
underwater.
because of the second one? How do we know that?
I don't know. This is all from the first movie only. It says Death Angels are unable to withstand particularly high frequency sounds, which cause the armor on their heads to open up and their ears to be exposed. This allows the Abbotts to kill the Death Angels, shooting them in the head. That's about it. Oh, the design of the Death Angels was inspired by bog people.
Yeah.
Bob did say that. Where
Yeah.
is that going to be a
Weird.
somewhat supernatural episode? What are bog people?
Those are corpses who are buried in peat bogs.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know what? I knew that, and that's a fucking Ireland thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Going back to the Irish.
Right?
Whoa.
Full circle, because they're like mummified and shit, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Cool. Interesting. All righty, boys. Well, let's get back to our normal notes here. So, where do we all watch this shit at?
On demand.
Paramount.
Paramount Plus. All right. Douche of the film. There's not really any douche of the film.
The little kid. Fuck that. The little kid was a douche for even grabbing that toy when he already, better.
He's 4, bro. He didn't know.
He fucking knew.
That kid
Oh,
hasn't
come
even
on.
hasn't even like fully logged into reality yet. You know what I mean? He still
his
might be on
reality ain't
autopilot.
exactly
He still might be on
something.
autopilot, bro.
He probably is. So I
fucking
don't really think.
Well, then
this
the
is
parents
solid.
for not watching the fucking little kid while they were in the goddamn store. Keep
But the
leash on your
sister,
kid.
but the sister was watching him, and that's how
Well,
she. Was
it's not
able
her
to catch him.
responsibility. It's the parents' responsibility.
But she still was
It is.
watching him.
My ass would have been like, John Krasinski should have put that on the thing and then taken his son and then led his son out of the store with him.
And why are you carrying the oldest son? Make that fucker
Well,
walk.
he was sick, right?
It doesn't
He was-
matter. Make
he
him
was-
fucking walk.
That's what they were looking for, was medicine for him, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
And at that point, why take him?
I'm going to say the old man that screams. I get why he does. He's done with it. But it's like, bro, don't scream when you see people right there. You could wait. You know what I mean?
All right, that's fair. We'll give it to the old man.
Yeah. All right. We'll give it.
He's the
Just 'cause
only
there was
other
nobody
fucking
else.
character. Yeah,
Nobody
like,
else would fucking give it to.
the raccoon. Fuck you, raccoon. No.
We'll give it to
Raccoon's
Mel
like-
for eating nachos really loud during the movie.
No.
You should tell anybody that ate
Film.
chips during the
Anybody that ate chips during the film.
film. All right. Favorite kill.
I mean, they're all pretty much the same.
They're all swiped. That's all
all
they get. They're like,
Swipe left.
so
I'm gonna go with one that probably hits hard because it's a parent thing. Is the little kid in the beginning?
yeah, man, that's the one you got to go. That's the
That's
best
the
because
hurtful
it's
one.
It's the one that sets the movie tone, the whole thing, dude.
I'm going with
Kra-
Krasinski's dad.
Krasinski's was good too.
Just because as a dad, like that's why you're a dad, to protect your kids. But here's the fucked up part. What if it wouldn't have worked?
Like it looked in that direction and then did like one more swipe down, took the kids out, and then fucking, oh man, what? There's just so many questions, dude. Like it's like he could have went and grabbed that axe to like and then screamed, armed himself or something. I don't know, but I mean, it gives it weight, I guess. You know, that's the whole point. Okay, best scene.
Oh, when the minute she steps on that nail.
Oh, dude,
and
her
the
going
creatures
into birth.
The creatures in the house and her birth. Oh God. That's a nerve-wracking scene because you're like, don't fucking scream. Like, oh, you want to see her let it out so bad.
Because that's when you see the whole like security light system set up. Like now you understand that.
I want to say that was probably when my
That was
anxiety
solid.
was the worst.
Oh, that's
during
definitely
that
one of the
scene.
most. That's the like third act is a little bit more actiony and it is tense, but that is definitely the most because you're like, oh man, dude, she got that fucking stabbed foot.
Well, then you don't know. You
Like-
think she died too when he ends up in the bathroom and he's just sitting there by the tub, and
Yeah.
he looks at the tub and I mean, all he saw was the blood, so he thought she was dead. And then you see her hand, and it's like, oh, thank God,
So
she didn't fucking die.
I remember that from the trailer, and they should have never put that in the trailer.
never.
yeah,
because
that just
that already spoils it, knowing that that's that. It's like, no, man, should have just left that completely out. I get it, scary bloody handprint and all. Ooh. But no, that's a solid choice, man. I think I'm gonna have to agree with that one because that was nuts. And then I think my runner-up is going to be the corn silo because that's also just oddly terrifying.
It's a hell of a way to die.
Like they're lucky that they got a door panel to fall with them. That they had, they could do the Titanic scene. They're like, don't worry. All right. Worst moment or scene.
Honestly, the worst moment when the old man screams because he saw them. I mean, we know why he did it, but still, he like saw them and then he decided to scream.
I don't know. I liked it because it was intense, but
I'm gonna say worst scene for me visually, just because it made my foot hurt, was her stepping on the nail. Not that it was a bad scene, but it was the scene that made me like, oh,
you know what? I like that take, Scoops.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm gonna go with that because there's really not a. I don't really have a scene that I hated to make a worse.
Yeah, I was gonna say
scene.
there's not really like a one that's just like, oh, that was just
Not
annoying.
needed.
God awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who? Worst moment or scene? God, that is a tough one. Man, I can't fucking think. You know what? I'm just gonna go with I'll agree with Scoops because I got nothing on that one. I mean, that definitely made me uncomfortable. So all right, opening scene, did it hook you in?
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like
Very
it
much.
set the tone right from the get-go, like you guys said. Literally the very first shot in the grocery store. All right. Most attractive character. Well, Chad Daddy said John Krasinski.
Emily Blunt.
And Emily Blunt.
I mean, Krasinski is rocking that six-pack. So I don't know. Emily Blunt, though, is very attractive.
She was pregnant, though. That means she puts out.
She had that glow.
It's
Okay.
maintain my glow.
Why you guys at Planned Parenthood? Well, we figured we'd meet up with some chicks. All right. Did the score set the mood?
What fucking score? The silence?
Yeah.
If that's the score, yes, it fucking did.
I feel like there was a very brief, somewhat subtle score tempo in the beginning, but there wasn't much.
Could you imagine buying the album of the score of this film and it's just silence?
Honestly, if that's the case, that's a great Christmas gift.
Yeah, it's just complete silence. And then every once in a while, you hear the clicking noise.
And you just hear a random fart, and then you hear this snarl. Yeah.
Fuck.
I'm saying, dude, that's what would happen, bro. What
Oh.
happened? Best song? We don't have one.
No, the song they were dancing to. She had her headphones.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they did have a song.
Yeah, whatever that song was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that would have been the only one, so I guess that
Yeah.
wins. Okay. Damn. Got me on that one. You're right. Okay. Favorite character?
I'm going to go with the father.
That's where I'm leaning towards.
Yeah, I'm going with him. I was going to do the little girl because eventually she's the one who figures it out. But
I'm going with the mom. I'm going with the mom.
I'm going to
because
stick with the father.
I'm going with mom because she was a badass through birth. And then at the end, we get the let's go, bitches.
I'm going with the father because he did never stop trying to do what he had to do and do his best. Regardless of what it was, he was always like, we have to do this. So I'm going to go with him. John.
I mean, we don't have many characters to choose from. And as far as like the young boy, he doesn't really do much. He's learning along the way. So we do get the nice father son scenes and shit like that.
Oh, look at that baby. She's so happy.
She had to make her weekly stop in and say
That's
hi.
what it was. She was like, put me on camera, damn it.
Oh, she's so cute.
You know what? I think I'm gonna have to go with John Kay, man, because he was solid. He never stopped for his family, even if the daughter seemed a little alienated at the time. All right. Was it scary?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
There was definitely some tense scenes for sure. Does it hold up today?
Yeah.
Of course,
Yeah,
not even that
definitely.
old.
It's not that old.
It's what, fucking
was it 6 years old now? All right. How is the acting?
Solid.
It was good. Solid, like,
dude.
fucking good.
Solid, 100%.
A+.
The kids acting was good, and that's rare in movies with kids.
And the fact that they all learn sign language,
Yeah.
like that. So
that's
absolutely.
not fucking easy.
No, not by any means. Did we enjoy the cinematography, boys?
Yeah. I mean, nothing really to write home about, but
it had
no, it was
great
cool
light.
because the lighting was solid.
Let's say it had great lighting. It wasn't overly dark. It wasn't overly bright. It was literally like perfect.
There was good shots that showed us what this world essentially was and what they were dealing with in the short amount of time that we were with them. And I say that so, like, you know, we got some low pans to where we see the sand paths that they've made.
Yeah,
that you see throughout, you know, perpetually through the thing, or you'll see shots of like the lights turn on, and you'll see like how far they actually extend from like all over the farm and shit like that. So yeah, I would say it's pretty solid.
I was gonna say that's one of my favorite shots is seeing the pan up and you see the whole farm and what they have.
Absolutely. All right. Did we like the premise?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It was solid.
And it was well executed.
It was very quiet. Almost too quiet, maybe some would say.
Well,
it's a little raff.
That's right.
A little too raff.
Was the climax satisfying?
Yeah,
hell yeah.
Definitely.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if we're going the full like end scene of her like finally killing off the monster and shit, like, yes.
Yeah.
And we still know there was like 2 of them out there, right?
Yeah, at least.
One. So in that area.
Yeah.
That potentially. So okay. I feel like this is an easy one. What are we doing, boys? Recycling, rewinding, rebooting, or remaking?
Rewind.
I don't know if I would, and if I do, it's not going to be for a while. But I will. I wouldn't do anything else. But like it's not, and we're clearly getting a prequel. I want almost like spin-off, dude. I want to know. I need to know more about these aliens. I want that gimmick. All right, boys, let's rate this shit. We already got 2 of the scores from the other gents. Bob, what do you got, homie?
I'm gonna go solid 4.5. 100%.
4.5. Scuba.
I liked it a lot, but I'm gonna give it a 4.
4. You liked it a lot before. Why? Why do you want it?
What do you mean? I'm giving it a 4. You know,
Okay. No, that's fine.
It just needed. I needed more. I needed to know more about the aliens.
Okay. And like I said, man, it's. I'm giving it a 3.5. And I know that might seem low to a lot of people. It's still like way above mid. But like I said, it's just kind of one where even like the wife and I, we got done. We were just like, all right. Yeah, exactly, Charlie. Thank you. All right. All righty. So we got to divide this bitch by 5. That is a 4.2.
That's very fair score.
So
yeah.
Chad Daddy, if you got that, or we'll put that in the thing. 4.2 for A Quiet Place. Next week, we are doing the Omen.
Are we doing the original or the remake?
Original,
I believe. Whose choice was that? Was that yours, Bob?
Yes.
Thank you for that.
That's where I got my son's name from.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see where this bitch is streaming at so we can all watch it together.
I bought the box set from Scream Factory.
I have the DVD box set. I don't know where. I bought it at a pawn shop, and it has all the parts.
So it's supposedly on Hulu, and then you can rent it pretty much anywhere else. So, all right. Yeah, exactly. All righty. Is there anything nerdy to talk about? I got nothing.
I don't have anything.
I'm looking. Not too many things are sticking out. I mean, the only thing I'll say is in terms of like Ghostbuster, we have the Empire magazine that came out, and we got some
Bro,
cool
yeah.
screen grabs.
Bro.
And dude, I've been having.
I'm not trying to watch. Anytime I see
Yeah.
anything Ghostbusters related, I'm not even looking at it. I scroll
Okay,
past
then
it.
I won't say anything then.
No,
'Cause
you
I-
can.
No. Did you see the picture that was released today?
No.
Yes,
Okay. Bro, we finally get Janine suited up after all
Yeah,
these years.
finally.
Oh, that's cool. That's
Like
cool.
Janine's finally gonna be suited up as a Buster in this fucking movie. So damn right, Charlie. No, I thought that was dope. And you know what? Like she got in the series, so fucking A. God, I feel like there was something. Now I can't remember. I don't know. Either way.
No, that's caca.
But all right, boys. Well, next week, The Omen.
yeah.
And
that's-
Bob, if you want to start this off, we'll fucking sign us out.
this is your killing machine, Bobby and Moan, saying we'll see you next week for The Omen. All children named Damien. I wonder where their names came from. We'll find out next week.
This is your host with the ghost, the Prince of the Paranormal, and my hellspawn little Charlie girl here, saying we will see you next week for the movie I got her brother's name from.
I love that she's throwing shit around.
She's just throwing shit everywhere.
fucking right. She's like a cat. All right. And I am your not so mean fluff message bream, Big Johnny D, saying thank you once again, Gorehounds, for joining us for another fantastic show. Join us next week for The Omen. Watch it in the meantime. If you could, if you listen to us
Share.
audio wise, share those, share the lives, especially if you listen to audio. If you got Apple, rate us. Spotify's got this new feature where you can like leave little like sentences and stuff, and you can at least like plus or minus it. Do that if you got Spotify. If you could, hit us up on Instagram at Gore N More Podcast,
Yes.
and or fucking just, or you could send us messages or thoughts or whatever at what is it? goreandmorepod@gmail.com. So other than that, thanks for joining us once again. Catch you next week, and stay fresh, cheese bags.
Alien Quiet
Cloverfield
Penis.
penis.
Wop, wop, wop.